Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we're meeting candidates. There's only a couple days before the election. I'm not going to say how many days because this video is going to run over and over and over right up to Election Day, but a couple of days. I think it's the 8th on Tuesday the 8th. To find out, I've asked in a special guest, Michelle Scire. When is this election, Michelle?
Well, I'm running for the Fresno Unified School Board, but of course it's the midterm, so it's everybody and their brothers running right now. So we got, Congress, Senate, Assembly.
Right, and all the way up to Congress. You said that. The governor's running right now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Lieutenant governor, all the constitutional offices. So it's going to be a packed ballot.
Yes,
Hopefully
yes, it is.
People, and it's on November the 8th.
November the 8th.
Yeah, and people could vote right now. Is that right?
Absolutely. It's turned into a voting month.
A whole month, right?
Yeah.
No more election day. It's like too late day. It's like, that's too late. Michelle Scire, you're running for Fresno School Board in the McLane area.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Did you go to Fresno schools?
I did not. No, I moved here when I was 19 and going to Fresno State.
Right. But you are kind of a, excuse the expression, a smarty pants. I mean, look at this. You're a chemist.
I am.
And I love these pictures. I'm not putting it up to make fun of you. I just think they're very cool pictures. By the way, is this your graduation garb?
That I did take that right after graduation. Yeah, I just graduated last year with my master's degree in chemistry.
This is definitely a graduation.
Yes, it is.
Now. And you know what I found? A lot of people can go to college, few finish anymore.
Absolutely.
Good for you, 2 degrees.
Yes. I went back later in life. I started working at BSK Associates as a chemist, and they offered some help with tuition. And I was like, I'm going to go get my master's degree.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so I worked full-time and went to school full-time.
And you got your bachelor's in chemistry?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my bachelor's in biology, bachelor's in science and biology, and master's in science and chemistry.
I'm sure there's some difference. I don't know. I was asking her chemistry questions before. I have a lot of questions on this chemistry thing. So. But good, and you're in the industry.
I am.
There's a lot of good jobs in Fresno.
Absolutely.
And we could get more if we could get these kids educated properly.
We are actually feeling that in my current company, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Shortage of workers. It's hard to get people to come to work.
Yeah, so it's hard to find quality candidates and also degreed candidates that want to stay in the Central Valley. So that has been a little bit difficult, but also I used to be an instructor at Fresno State for chemistry as well, and I'm no longer being an instructor. I'm still in the faculty pool, but they don't need me, and that's because they've had to reduce the amount of introductory chemistry classes that they offer by half, and then of those classes that students are attending, a lot of them cannot pass the intro level of chemistry. So we're actually about to lose our enology program, which is a staple of Fresno State, which is our winemaking program. And we actually have our own wine label.
Chemistry?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we're losing it.
Because you can't get enough qualified, even in intro to chemistry.
Absolutely.
Kids can't qualify for intro to chemistry.
No, they can't pass it. So they're not interested in it first, and then the ones that are interested are having a difficulty time passing. And I would probably relate that a lot to COVID, difficulty in high school.
Oh my gosh. Well, I read an article that Fresno, for big cities, our schools in the bottom 5%.
Yes, it's in the bottom 5% of urban school performance as of 2019. That is a statistic from the National Report Card. It's the National Assessment for Education Performance. And FUSDs did so poorly, I believe, in 2019, and all the candidates have been parroting this statistic over and over, that FUSD has decided to not participate in these statistics this year.
Wow.
So I think that says a lot.
So they don't have to be
accountable.
Yeah,
they don't have to be accountable.
But I also read that the superintendent got glowing reviews.
6 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down when we have been in a rapid free fall of educational performance. Yes.
In the article and I didn't read it that closely, the thumbs up and thumbs down, I didn't read about Fresno kind of being in the lower portions of the quality of education. Yeah. They kind of glazed over that in the article. So.
Yeah, and actually, if you go to a lot of these meetings where Bob Nelson will discuss how well FUSD is doing, they just did they did an educational conference or something recently at the Fresno Chaffee Zoo. You would leave that assuming that we were top 5% of the nation.
Wow.
So there's this obfuscation through graduation rates. So we've become very focused on graduation rates, and a lot of the incumbents like to tout an 86% graduation rate. And our graduation rate in the last 18 years has increased by 16%, but yet our performance in reading, writing, and math has declined rapidly. So how does that make sense unless you're grade inflating?
Right. People are graduating that maybe shouldn't be graduating.
Absolutely. So we're giving instant gratification to children while sacrificing their long-term competence and confidence in themselves.
Yeah. The kid's proud they graduated. The parents are proud that they graduated, but they can't read and write.
Exactly, and I think you're seeing that in the job market. I mean, talk to any small business owner, the applications and the work ethic of students and their capabilities and abilities are not there, not where they used to be.
I also read, I don't know why I'm saying I also read, because I don't read that much about this subject, but I read that the budget of the Fresno Unified School District is larger than all the city of Fresno's budget.
Yeah, so I have read in between $2 and $2.3 billion. I've been saying about $2.2 billion, and that is our year-to-year budget, and we also had an infusement of $700 million of what's called ESSER funds. They were basically the COVID CARES money, and there was 3 different ESSER funds that collectively added to $700 million. Now that does have an expiration date, but we could be doing a tremendous amount on academics, reading, writing, and mathematics, and helping give students resources and teachers resources in order to increase our performance, and I haven't seen that come to fruition.
Haven't seen that happen. And besides that, I know you can't fix it here. You're not even in office.
Not yet.
Do you have ideas on what can be done?
Absolutely. So the first thing I want to do is to prioritize reading, writing, and math. So what does that mean? That means I have to get in and figure out what's going on and where attention's being diverted in the classroom. I've gone to many board meetings and watched the other board meetings I was unable to attend. You can watch them online. They're all readily available. And teachers are asking for more prep time, that they don't have enough time to adequately create lesson plans to help their students. They're not giving out homeworks. They don't have time to grade it. And so that's a disservice the long term to the student because they're not getting that constant feedback.
And what about the class sizes?
That is a huge thing that I've had teachers talk to me about. So there's not one class size that's good for all grade levels. Apparently there's a Goldilocks zone for each. Like kindergarten is different than first to third, which is different from third to sixth, etc. Classroom sizes does seem to be a problem. When I was a substitute teacher at Fresno Unified School District, it was a really big burden, especially as a substitute, because the students take advantage of you.
Boy, do they ever.
But, I mean, you're talking 30, 35 students in a classroom, and that's very hard for classroom management.
I've noticed it doesn't take more than 1 or 2 students to just get the entire class off track.
And that's also one of the issues is that having a comprehensive discipline plan. Now, that's not one of my main platform goals, but that is something that's incredibly important because we have these restorative practices where students will do egregious things and then they'll just be able to apologize and return back to class with a tablet or something. And then that doesn't help the students that really are there to learn. It doesn't help the teacher in focusing on the students to learn and teaching everybody. And it doesn't teach the student accountability for their actions.
Right. Wow. Now, one thing I noticed that you have been saying is that you talk to the teachers.
I do. Yeah. Through my social media, I've had a lot of teachers reach out and I just ask them I have all the ideas in the world, but it really matters what they want, what they need. I'm an advocate for the constituents, for the teachers, for the kids. So the feedback I've been getting is there's a huge discipline and safety problem on campus. I've asked every teacher what they think about police officers, and they said we need officers on every campus. I've had an elementary school teacher saying we need them on the elementary schools, and we need more competence closing the front gates. We had a child in Awani, I believe, elementary school that got loose, I guess, for 15 minutes. We just had another recent student in my district that was not reported on to the public that was gone for an hour, and their father found them, and this was an elementary school child. And this just goes to just basics, like close the gate in the front, and then having safety officers that prevent constituents or community members from wandering into campuses, which has happened more than once in the last 6 months.
I bet. So is there a single point of access or multiple points of access at these schools?
Some schools do have a front and like a back gate, but they usually are pretty good about keeping all of them closed except for the front gate where students enter. It seems to be an issue with closing the front gate after school has started. There needs to be some sort of system in place for that.
Yeah. Now, I have a friend who drops a kid off to a Fresno elementary school every day, and he's not even related to the kid, but he has a responsibility. He takes the kid. He says, I could just walk in there and walk around. There's nothing stopping me.
Yes, absolutely. And that's part of the safety concerns. And it's something that a lot of these teachers have told me about, that they fear, and then they fear for their safety and they fear for their child's safety. And then as a parent, you should be confident when you drop your child at school that they're going to be there the whole time.
They can't just wander off either. Right?
And that they can be, and that they'll be safe. I had one parent tell me that her child has stayed home 7 days in the last couple months because she's scared of going to school due to the consistent fights that are occurring on campus.
Yeah, public safety, police officers. Does Fresno Unified have its own police force?
Not for, actually, we're one of the very few districts around here that don't have a specific police force for the schools. We do have a contract that they just finally renewed. They renewed it for 8 officers on 8 of the middle schools. They looked at the data and saw that these schools were in the most need due to safety concerns, one of them being Scandinavian Middle School, which is in my district.
Do you think we need a full sworn police officer, or can a public safety officer, highly trained public safety officer, do the job?
Oh, absolutely. I really want also just an officer that is consistently there. I don't want to see a lot of trade-offs of a person, because I go back to when I was in school. I had a great relationship with the officer on campus.
Yeah.
He took an interest in us. He was like a mentor to a lot of young men, and they looked up to him, and it created a nice community relationship between an authority figure like a police officer and the students coming up into adulthood.
Right. We had the same, and he was the guy who was always on our case and rattling our cage and stuff. After we got out of school, we realized he could have put us in jail a lot of times or things like that, catch us with some beer in the car or something. But, he really took care of us. He knew us by name. Mm-hmm. He knew our parents, which was worse.
Yeah.
But we felt very well taken care of. And Fresno Unified, I see someone like you has the vision to get us where we need to be.
I really think I do. And I actually had a similar experience. I had actually CHP, which taught one of my criminal justice classes in high school. And he said there's a difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. Mm-hmm. And I believe in the spirit of the law. And I thought, that's kind of like what your officer did for you when you were younger.
They did a good job for us. Mm-hmm. Well, Michelle, say your last name again for me.
Michelle Scire, running for the McLane region.
Yeah. Oh, what are you doing to win? You going door to door?
Oh my goodness, yes. My hip flexors are killing me. I got blisters all over my feet, but it's been an incredible experience talking to constituents and just hearing what they have to say. And the most I've heard is I've never met a candidate before,
Good for you.
Which has been really cool.
Good for you. I've run a couple times, and I've won a couple times, and I've only won by going door to door. Meeting the people. So
yeah,
good for you.
It's been fun. It's funner with people. I got to go with a couple of people on Sunday. It's a lot more fun than going with my little basket by myself. But it's been great. It's probably one of my favorite things doing that. And
one more thing I want you to clear up for us. Who can vote for you? Just people in the McLane area?
Yes.
Okay.
So
it's by
District 4, McLane region. It's district specific. So yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
You lived in that district for a little while?
Yeah, about 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, 6.5 years. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want our viewers to know?
Yeah, so I want to prioritize reading, writing, and mathematics. I want to only fund proven programs that have a historical performance increase for academics. I want to stop deceiving parents with bad data or no data at all and stop the culture of last to know for these parents. I want to empower teachers to invest in their students, put kids before the politics, because when you put kids first, there's no room for politics, and together we will restore community pride in our school district.
Very good. You're very concise. You know what you want to do.
Yes, I do.
It's very well thought through. And you're educated, too.
I am.
You spent more than half your life getting educated.
I have. I'm still paying off those loans.
Our guest is Michelle Scire, running for Fresno School Board. McLane area, if you're watching, vote for her. Can they reach you somehow? I see an email up there. I can't see it.
So it's msciri4, the number 4, at gmail.com. And research me. I have a website, Michelle for McLane. 4 is the number 4. You don't have to vote for me. Vote for who you think is best to represent you and your children. I want you to be an informed voter, not just vote for voting's sake.
Very good. Thank you, Michelle, for
Thank
coming.
you.
We'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this. By the way, Dr. Hedberg will be here doing his show tonight. You don't want to miss that, especially if you're a parent. We'll be right back.